All right, we're going to go clean some dishes, much like good system administrators. We're going to empty a sink and be famous with the fact that there are more dishes. This is the Dishwasher, Vampire Smile. It's brought to you by Ska Studios, who brought us Salt and Sanctuary, Charlie Murder, and the lovely, sexy Flibitijibibo. It's on the FNA engine, of course. If Flibit's involved, it's got to be. You can pick it up for around 10 of your local wet, stinky currency. What is it? Embark on a blood-soaked quest for vengeance as either Yuki, a machine-armed, mentally unraveling prisoner, or the Dishwasher, a relentless, reanimated samurai, against the corrupted leaders of the society, the banker, the general, and the Yuki. All right, well, let's kick off this chairquisition with the chairs. 1 chair means that it's garbage. 2 chairs means that it's meh. 3 chairs means that it's pretty good. 4 chairs means it's awesome. We got our categories: Oh Doom, Make Was the Working, Shiny Sounds, Controls, and Fun. So let's kick this off with a big old smile on our face. Ben, smile at us. Did it work?
Sweetheart, we've made it this far. Let's just keep on rocking and rolling. Hey, man. Over here on the box of business, the 8150 AMD powered with a 980 displayed at UHD. Didn't bother with this game because I kind of knew it was locked at 60, and that's what I was looking for. Played it at the 1080p's to see how it worked. Nothing to complain about. You cut everything up. Yeah, if you're looking at the video, it's not a lot to cut up. Not saying it looks bad. More of that in the Shiny and Sound section. Holds a solid 60. Couple of bugs, maybe bugs. I don't even know if they're reproducible, but this did happen. You can go back and watch our live stream that Jordan and myself did as part of Patreon. Live stream go Thursday. We had to restart once in multiplayer, but compared to Charlie Murder, where we had to hack the system by attacking Jordan, which was kind of fun in its own way. This only happened once, but that same bug did happen, and I've had this happen not just in multiplayer, but just in Forever Alone mode, is the button prompts. This game always shows up, and you probably cut them off. I just didn't research long enough to do that. They would revert back to keyboard mappings and showing me that on the screen, which was very annoying, but nothing to ding at a chair for. So we're doing good. We got a little bit of hope for it, just a little bit, with those 4 chairs out of the gate.
Never ran into the input switching bug thing where it would give you the keyboard prompts, and I played this game for quite a bit. But holy shit, you guys, the multiplayer works! Sorta, kinda. We'll get to that in the Shiny Sound section. 4 chairs on Fedora 20, 64-bit with the i7-6700K and the GTX 980.
Over here on Ubuntu Mate. Actually using the Mate session this time since Kitty decided to crap the bed. Absolutely no issues. It holds 60. It's an Xbox 360 game. Chances are it was going to hold, and Flibit did the port. It was going to run well. So over here with the FX8370E and the GTX 1080, it gets a 4 chairs.
All right, well that is 4 chairs for the Makes With the Working. Up next is the Shiny and the Sounds. Ben, does it shine like your teeth sparkle?
Well, hey man, I do enjoy the art style from these cats. Lads and ladettes over at the Skas, man. I like it, man. It's fluid, it's dark, and it's gory as hell. They do enjoy their gore, and, man, I loved 80s Thrasher movies, and we got that in common, man. But, yeah, hey, check it out. You're looking at the video again. It still has that cardboard cutout, like pulp magazine style feel to it, but you know what? It works for a brawler. I liked it in Charlie Murder. I like it here. You can definitely see some evolution in said art style. So when it comes to the audio, hey man, it makes noises and shit when you hit stuff. So really there's nothing to complain about, since you won't be focused on the sounds this game makes in the first place. Because if you do, you're going to get killed to death for a lot of different reasons, man. This thing looks beautiful for what it's trying to do, and it's got the sounds that you would expect. And they're not chiptunes. Bonus soda on that. I get to give it another 4.
Okay, I'm gonna preempt this. I would have given this 3 chairs because I really like the art style in this game. I'm with Ben. It looks great. What I don't like though is the monotone color scheme and the splatters and the particle effects everywhere that make it incredibly difficult to just keep track of your character. You lose them constantly in single player, in multiplayer. I can't tell where the hell I am. It's frustrating, is what it is. And the sound effects are good. You get it's the Charlie Murder meat thwacking sound effects. They sound great. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I cannot play this game if I can't see my character, and that just frustrates me to no end. I gotta give it dings a chair for that. So 2.
Yeah. You know how in Charlie Murder you keep losing track of your character in multiplayer? Well, here, like Jordan already mentioned, you keep losing track of your character in single player. Now, that said, I didn't hate the background music on this one. It stayed on the whole time. It was much more subtle, so I guess that's a bonus. And while the animation is a lot rougher than their latter titles, like Charlie Murder and Salt and Sanctuary, the general visual aesthetics fit the game very well. And you can tell that this game came out before Charlie Murder and Salt and Sanctuary because of the animations. They're very, very janky in places. But more on that later. As for Shiny and Sounds, it gets 3 chairs.
Well, that is 3 whole chairs for the Shiny and the Sounds. Up next is Control. So, Ben, what'd you think?
Yeah, man. Everything works, mixed with the binding. You can sort that out and make it play like you want it to. The only complaint, and you can definitely see both Jordan and I struggling with this during the multiplayer, was running up walls. I mean, seriously, you cannot rely on that mechanic to work 90% of the time, 100% of the time. You just can't. And considering the difficulty level with this, any added fuckery to you getting killed to death is worth a removal of 1 chair. So you get 3 chairs on your controls, nothing to complain about. Do got to get that because that was reproducible, and you just got to be honest.
Yeah, I got around that when Ben pointed this out. It's like, yeah, you can just fly with the dash. It doesn't really stop you from doing it. But that being said, it's a Flibit port, so everything works. You can plug in your freaking Atari 2600 controller, and it will still probably work with this game. But one thing that kind of bugged me that's going to ding it a chair, they go so far as to give you a combo list that you can't really execute 90% of the time. It's pretty spray and pray. And, sometimes when you want to get that combo meter up because you need to start bringing up the damage or else you're just going to get flooded with all sorts of horrible baddies that want to eat your face, it just becomes kind of frustrating when you're like, oh, I want to launch this guy up in the air with this didn't work because I was a split second off, and now they're eating my face. Oh, I'm dead. Beyond that, though, everything works. I tried it with the Xbox controller. I tried it with the DualShock PlayStation 4 controller. Correct prompts and everything. Again, what you come to expect from ports from Mr. Flibitijibibo. 3 chairs.
Yeah, no, this is button mash, the game. I'm serious. I don't feel like I'm improving all that much in this game as I play. I often feel like it's just blind luck that my button mashing has just the right timing to stun lock 3 or 4 enemies at once. That said, each thwack of the violence hammer, as they call it, feels very satisfying. Only bosses or mini-bosses don't immediately get pummeled into the floor with it, so it's at least got that going for it. But the whole button mashing and it just feeling like a crapshoot whenever... or as to whether or not I'm making progress, well, that gets it a chair dinged. So 3 chairs.
Well, that's 3 chairs for the controls. Let's wrap this up. Ben, did you have fun with the dishwasher vampire simile?
The vampire washer dishwasher chronicles. Hey man, check it out. On normal, this game is being hard on purpose. I mean, a multiplayer, the hard is almost welcome since it causes you to break out of the fuck around mode and actually kind of focus on the business. In single player, the hard can simply fuck right off because you're already focusing on things like, well, your friends never come around anymore and you're playing in forever alone mode. Doesn't that sound fun? No. It kind of sounds like a mixed bag because here's the dice, ladies and gentlemen. Like Charlie Murder Raider, this is a no apologies brawler. Upgrades, power-ups, low-yield thermonuclear nukes, enchanted weasels. Yeah, none of those are going to save you from getting killed to death early and often because that's in this game's DNA. That's how they like it. Hell, I mean, this game is quite proud of how efficient it is at killing you, but I'm going to let P-Baby rap about that. So, boiled down, what do you have with that question, Mark? You basically got Streets of Rage on Fuck Mothering 11, and that's a great thing. It's a fantastic thing. It's something I love. Does it have a story? Dunno. Don't really care in the slightest. Because games like this serve one purpose to me. Mash buttons and chill the fuck out. That's what I like about brawlers, unfortunately. This one had a big old swing and a miss on that chill the fuck out part. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I don't need hard. I don't need fuck you difficulty in my chill the hell out games. And this one has it in spades. This, I think, for Ska was just another step, another progression towards what they were ultimately looking to make. And that game was Salt and Sanctuary. And they made the fuck out of that. That's an excellent game. And it's not a brawler. And it has all the mechanics leading up to it that make that type of game really good. Unfortunately, with the Heritage, maybe a step before that. This game, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm going to say this. In multiplayer, it is kind of fun. It is kind of fun because you hit those focus points. You can tell Jordan and I are just rapping in conversation. It's like, oh shit, we got to get serious here and play around. But then you go back to single player and you just, where's the popcorn? And fuck this. I don't like easy games. I like Hollow Knight, all right? So I'm not a big fan of easy games, but this just is being hard on purpose. So if you're going to be playing it by yourself without some mates around, you might want to think about skipping it. But if you got someone to play with online, I can definitely give this 2 chairs. Maybe you want to throw an asterisk on top of that with, just depending on what your jam is.
Yeah, this is a much less refined Charlie Murder, which makes sense because they made this game before Charlie Murder. But where that game had a lot of attitude, charm, and colorful characters to complement the gameplay, this just devolves into straight up button mashing, and it really doesn't do that much for me. They have the Pretty Princess mode. Pedro will talk about that a little bit more. But the easy mode is genuinely way too easy. I made it to the very end of the game, to the last boss. And I just wasn't even trying. I was just kind of dicking around, mashing buttons, and eventually I got to the end. I mean, after getting stuck on a few places on normal, because that took the FTL approach of, you want to play FTL if you're starting off on easy, because normal will just kick your ass. Normal expects that you have mastered easy. But yeah, if on easy mode, you do need to be a special kind of dumb to drop below 50% health on any of the fights. I like a learning curve in my game. I like much like Pedro. I like to see my ability to progress. I like to make sure that I am steadily improving. That the challenges aren't becoming easier. I'm just getting better. And this it's not really present here. You just learn how to button mash with greater efficacy, and eventually you unlock powers, and I'm partial to the giant hypodermic syringe that you can stab people with, and all sorts of you got all sorts of crazy weapons that you can use to effectively kill people, and eventually you will break your way through. I mean, like I said before, there's move lists and combos and stuff that you can sort of execute half the time, sort of, kind of, not really. It doesn't really do it for me. If you're into super hard brawlers, you might get something out of it. Otherwise, I'd say just stick with Charlie Murder or go to Salt and Sanctuary. 2 chairs.
Yeah. Now, this game will actively mock you if you're not doing good enough. Die twice in a row, you unlock the Pretty Princess difficulty level, where not only is everything piss easy, the game gets a rainbow-style color palette, and instead of blood, enemies bleed out those pink, glowy heart shapes that you see. The quote-unquote achievement you get when you unlock the Pretty Princess difficulty also takes a nice potshot at game reviewers who bitched about the previous Dishwasher game being too hard. And while I appreciate a game calling me a scrub and beating my ass down, case in point, I very much enjoyed Hollow Knight and Salt and Sanctuary and other such damn hard games, but damn hard is only enjoyable up to the point where you feel like each failure you're getting better, you're getting progressively better, and eventually overcome the challenge. In Vampire Smile, like I mentioned in Controls, I don't feel like I'm getting better at all. The simple fact that I managed to beat the game because I played all the way through it still feels like blind luck. I didn't feel like I was improving and overcoming. I felt like I kept getting really lucky and stun locking as many enemies as possible in one combo. While I still enjoy a great deal of things about this game, it is painfully obvious that Ska Studio still had, past tense, quite a bit to learn then. I've mentioned many times that, in my opinion, video games live or die on their mechanics. Aesthetics and narrative should serve to complement those mechanics and not get in the way. But when you're actively taking control away from me to show an overlong kill animation, or to show me a door has opened, or to tell me where to go, or to show me that the key I just picked up unlocked the door I'm standing in front of, that doesn't feel like an organic video game experience. It feels condescending and, if we're being honest, a little bit pretentious. Oh, look at this awesome art I put in. Look at it. Don't want to look at it? Tough. Because you're going to be sitting there for a full 3 seconds until you learn to enjoy it. So no, I didn't actually enjoy the Dishwasher Vampire Smile very much. 2 chairs.
I mean, oh man, you gotta look at something for 3 whole seconds. That's super uncomfortable.
Yes, for 3 whole seconds every single time you pick up that damn key. Yeah.
I was going to wait 3 seconds in silence, but you just ruined my gag. That's 2 chairs and an asteroid for fun. Tally all that up, and we get 3 chairs for the Dishwasher Vampire Smile. Tell us what you thought about it in the Final Thoughts segment, people.
Well, when you're looking at it, you get to think, I mean, this was originally designed for the Expo and audience, and, well, you know, if we're going to be honest, we're going to be genuine with each other. It primarily consists of people, you know, who basically, and we all have these friends, people who've smoked themselves retarded.
Hi.
No, well, way worse than Jordan. You don't.
Yeah.
You're not even. You know the types I'm talking about. Which leads me to believe that, you know, at some point in their history, Ska hated stoners. But I don't know. That's just an opinion.
Yeah. While I don't enjoy this game in particular, I did very much enjoy the other games that Ska Studios released afterwards. Charlie Murder was a very clear improvement on this formula, and Salt and Sanctuary proved to me that yes, this lot can make a truly awesome game. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is very much a stepping stone on the way to these other games. And, I mean, we're sort of reviewing these games in reverse order too, so it's kind of hard to like, go from like Salt and Sanctuary to Charlie Murder to this and be like, oh man, these guys suck because they haven't learned anything. Well, clearly they have. So this is an interesting artifact. It's available on Linux, so pick it up if you want to support these guys and Ethan. But if you're looking for something to actually play and have fun with, I'd give this one a pass.